Hey, this is Mark Rodriguez.
And I'm Paige, bada boom, the realest gal in the room. How you doing?
Yes, and you're watching WWE Aftershock. We review all the latest pay-per-views available on the WWE Network, and you can't teach that. And today we're going to be talking about TLC, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, 2016 edition on the network. And apparently, I guess this is like the Smackdown pay-per-view now. It's all Smackdown based. So let's get started real quickly. And of course, Paige, where did you get that awesome shirt?
From the WWE Slam Crate. Well, you've probably seen it on one of the episodes of Raw because they showed it and she did what they had in the box. This upcoming, I don't even remember the theme of the next box.
I think the theme is like the biggest dream, whatever the superstars aspire to be.
So that's the next theme of the box. Let's see what happens. The last one was the first. So check out my channel to see what I got in the box, including this. Go check it out.
Yes. And now, let's start with the event. The first one is in the kickoff show. It's 10-man tag team match. We had the tag teams of the Hype Bros, which is Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder.
I didn't watch this one.
No, you were kind of,
I was knocked out.
American Alpha, Chad Gable and Jason Jordan, and Apollo Crews going against the Vaudevillains, the Ascension, and Kurt Hawkins. So,
Did they say Usos?
No, Usos weren't in this one. So they fought it out, and what can I say? It was pretty action-packed, and I gotta say, the Ascension, at least for their side, they were actually kicking a lot more ass. They were not as usual, as useless as they usually were. And Victor actually had this epic, like, half-white face, like all this epic makeup. He looked more badass now than the usual little red things they got. Like the other one, Connor, the bigger one, was still wearing it, but like the white makeup that Victor was wearing kind of made him stand apart more. And, yeah, it was a good match. They all had their little, times in the limelight. What's his face? Mojo Rawley got super crazy.
Jojo?
Yes. He beat up one of the guys, and then he said Mojo Rawley, and then he said it's hammer time, and started doing all kinds of super cheesy dancing, and it wasn't a hammer dance, it was all kinds of cheesy dancing before finally doing like an elbow smash on him and everything. But, yes. And, I think Kurt Hawkins got crazy. It was just randomly throwing literally everyone out of the ring until Apollo Crews finally came to put a stop to that. But, yeah, in the end, the team of, I'm sorry, big lots of all the members, the team of the Hype Bros, American Alpha, and Apollo Crews were the ones that won. But yeah, it was a pretty good match, entertaining, and they all showed off their skills.
Okay, get to the point, get to the damn point.
Now, for the actual table, ladders, and chairs, yes. The first match was the new Wyatt family, because now Randy Orton's a member. It was Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton with Luke Harper just kind of, out there. Fighting against,
chillaxing.
Yes, against the tag team of Heath Slater and Rhino, and they're the current tag team champs, so this was a match for the championship. And, well, what can I say? It's a pretty good match. Obviously Rhino was the muscle, so Bray Wyatt was kind of busy with him. Once Heath Slater got in there, he's of course the weakest link, so they really beat the living crap out of him. Slater did get a couple of good moves in there, but, well, it's Heath Slater. And I do believe Luke Harper still did some damage in the, whenever they were distracted from him. In the end, to show a bit of, I guess, loyalty, because Randy Orton is now, I guess, considered like Bray Wyatt's top guy, and in other matches he actually takes the hits, that were meant for Bray Wyatt to let him win. And like Luke Harper's like not too happy, I guess, that he's kind of sort of replaced, since Luke Harper was kind of like the big guy before. But in this match, when Rhino was gonna attack Randy Orton, Luke Harper actually pushed him out of the way and took the hit for him, allowing, Orton to continue. And in the actual ring, Bray Wyatt distracted the guy with his, weird spider walk thing he does, which gave Randy Orton the chance to come in, do the RKO out of nowhere, and they won. Their tag team champs, and Luke Harper came in to get the belts for Wyatt and Orton and Harper had a bit of a little face-off, but in the end, Orton still gave him the belt and, patted the back, and they show appreciation. So I guess you can say that now the Wyatt family are, like, more united. And I gotta say, though, it's about time. It's about time that Bray Wyatt won something, even though it's just a tag team match. It's kind of like a shared title, but it's about time he earned some kind of title. It's about time he's showing some kind of dominance. Because the thing is, like I said before, you can't really have him be creepy and whatever if he's gonna just lose all the time anyways. What's the threat if he's losing? Now that he has Randy Orton on his side and Luke Harper's also, he's a pretty big dude too. Now they feel more dominant. Now they're tag team champions, and who knows? It might be like the New Day, how they always win because the third guy's there. Now they got Luke Harper as a dangerous third guy that might help them. Maybe they'll have a long title reign. What do you think?
How they have a title changes, they won't keep it too long, but who knows? Well, I guess that's only for the divas anymore, or the women superstars, that they can't keep their freaking title for too long.
Yeah.
But I was rooting for the Wyatt family, because I don't care about Heath Slater and Rhino.
Yeah. And the next match we had was Nikki Bella against Carmella.
But I still wonder how Randy Orton got into the group.
Yeah, I miss episodes. I just seen when he's with them
I'm
now.
behind on WWE anymore.
Yeah, me too. I watch more like the pay-per-views and the occasional episode of Raw or Smackdown or something. But anyways, next match was Nikki Bella versus Carmella to hash out the little rivalry for whatever the hell reason. The moment Nikki Bella came back into WWE, Carmella's been just ganging up on her randomly lots of times. And this previous Survivor Series match that was supposed to have Nikki Bella in it, she was ganged up on off screen. We never found out who it was. So the big flame went to Carmella, and now it's her chance to hash it out. And it was a non-disqualification match. You could do whatever it is without being disqualified, and it's rare. In this match, they actually used the kendo sticks, which I don't remember.
And Carmella was the first one to grab an item.
Stick, yeah. And the thing is, that's Princey in the background. The one thing is, I don't know, you guys can probably correct me if I'm wrong, especially during the Attitude Era, but I don't remember seeing the women use weapons on them that much, aside from Survivor Series last one that we had with
why are you whining?
Charlotte and Sasha using weapons on each other. But in this one, it was kind of weird for me. It was kind of weird seeing Nikki and Carmella bash each other with the kendo stick over and over, left and right and everything. And
so obviously I was rooting for Nikki, because I don't really care for Carmella.
Yeah, and it was a pretty intense match. They both did good moves. It was probably one of Nikki Bella's best matches. She really did pull up all the stops this time.
I have to say, I really like Nikki's hair. How she had little braids. It was adorable.
Yeah, and in the end, it was a surprise thing near the end of the match. Nikki was outside and she was, the usual reaching under the apron to see what she could grab. She grabbed a fire extinguisher and basically sprayed it all over Carmella's face and then just all over her in general, just the big puff of smoke, all the confusion and junk. And then whenever that was done, whenever the extinguisher ran out, she basically picked up Carmella, did the, I guess the new version of the rack attack. Because it used to be she just grabs you and just slams you on your back and throws you. Now she grabs you and, I don't know, tosses you. It looks a little different now. Everyone calls it now the Rack Attack 2.0. The announcers are calling it that. But anyways, after that, the match is over. Nikki Bella won, yay, and all that. But then Carmella gets up and said, hey, you think you're getting payback at me because I jumped you before Survivor Series or something. Well, you're wrong. I wasn't the one that did it. The one that did it was Natalya. So, of course, that kind of opens the door to that. And I don't know if you're going to reference it or not, but in the past, Natalya did, gang up on, I think it was Paige or something in the past. So, she does have
Becky.
that... On Becky. There was a time where it was the same thing, where Paige was just randomly knocked out, and it was very obvious that Natalya did it, I think.
I don't even remember anymore.
And yeah, she did also gang up on Becky too. So Natalya already does have a bit of a fame of backstabbery and being like that. So it's not too much of a stretch that, I guess we're gonna go that route. I guess we're gonna head into a Nikki versus Natalya feud later. Next match we had was The Miz with Maurice, his wife, versus Dolph Ziggler, a ladder match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. And of course, the only way to win that match is to climb the ladder and get the title. Of course, and of course, Miz is the Intercontinental Champion now, so this is Ziggy's chance to get it. So, what can I say? It was a pretty intense match. It was very brutal. Miz was very serious in this one. He wasn't his usual goofy, stupid self. He was very serious, very damaging. He did a lot of damage to Dolph Ziggler's legs, all kinds of things. The thing that stands out for me the most was he had Ziggler's leg tangled up in the ladder, and he still grabbed him on the figure 4 leg lock while his leg was still in the ladder. That had to hurt like all hell and everything. As well as other things like, stomping the leg and slamming the ladder on the leg and doing all kinds of stuff, making it very hard for Ziggler to walk. Near the end of the match, what's his name? Miz fell off the ladder and landed very hard against the apron in a way that his knee was also very messed up. So they were both kind of hopping around near the end. And
hobble.
Yeah, they were hobbling around. And, yeah, it was a big fight to the finish. It was pretty intense. But unfortunately, in the end, The Miz still won. And The Miz still kept the title. And I am surprised, though, that Maurice didn't really cheat. There were some times that Ziggy was kind of there. He was kind of open, I guess, where she could have did something. But she didn't cheat or do anything. But
Miz did pretty good today.
Yeah, Miz actually
fought. Not today. Yesterday, but yeah.
Yeah, but he was intense. The Miz actually is a good wrestler, like skill-wise, when he's serious and not, overdoing it, showing off, boasting. Oh, and of course, since he has this kind of hate thing against Daniel Bryan, there were times where he was purposely doing the yes thing, and in the end, he purposely rubbed it in his face. I want to dedicate this to, the chairman or whatever rank Daniel Bryan has. Just rubbing it in his face that he won. Because even Daniel Bryan admitted that he would have preferred Ziggy to win. So, and this also is the match, I guess, that ends this. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's the end of it.
Yeah, so we'll see.
It's even on Facebook. Like that Facebook trending thing.
Oh.
It's like The Miz, and it says in like the description, when you click on The Miz, it says, Miz defeated Ziggler at TLC or something like that, ending the feud.
Yeah, so we'll see, I guess, who's the next person that'll be after The Miz later on, The next match... Yes. The next match we had was Baron Corbin versus Kalisto, and it was a chairs match. So, of course, chairs are allowed if you don't get disqualified for using them. Again, it's kind of a random thing that for whatever the hell reason, Baron Corbin just starts picking on Kalisto. And one thing I forgot to mention...
It's like one of those big bullies against a little guy.
And one of the things I forgot to mention in the last review, because I was kind of sick and, I was tired and everything, was when Kalisto was fighting against his opponent, I think he was fighting against... he was fighting against Kendrick. When he was about to win, Baron Corbin came out of nowhere and smacked him with a chair and everything. It caused a disqualification, and Kalisto didn't win. And Daniel Bryan was even angry because that caused SmackDown to win. But all he cares about is beating up Kalisto. So I guess this was their chance to hash it out. And, well, to be fair, Kalisto did do his best. He did try to smack him with chairs in the beginning. After that, Corbin was basically running the show, but Kalisto did have a couple of comeback moments and smacked him with chairs and, throwing face first into the steps and chairs. Just a whole bunch of cool stuff that he did to each other. But unfortunately, in the end, Baron Corbin still won. There was a whole pile of chairs there, and he grabbed them in a move called End of Days, basically slamming Kalisto into the pile of chairs, and that's all she wrote. And unfortunately, Kalisto lost. I know that Baron Corbin is newer, and he's like, raising his status and all that, but yeah, I kind of wish Kalisto would have won that. But, okay. And then we have Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss. Becky Lynch is the SmackDown Women's Champion, and she was fighting against Alexa Bliss. And this was, a tables match. So again, in this kind of match, whoever is able to get the other person through a table first wins the match. Yes, I know. Unfortunately, Alexa Bliss won. And, well, the match, I wish Becky did more stuff. Becky in the beginning started out kind of sort of strong, but then after that, it was basically all Alexa Bliss with Becky getting a couple of shots in there here and there. And, she got a little bit of momentum up, but it just wasn't the same. She just seemed, very outmatched by Alexa Bliss. And I know Alexa Bliss is also the new person. She's also new up and coming, and she's like the new villain, I guess. But, I don't know. I wish that Becky Lynch won, or I also wish that she put up more of a fight at least, In the end, I guess Alexa kind of tripped her a bit, and while she was kind of wobbling, she grabbed her and power bombed her through the table, and that's how she won the match. I can't really remember any particular things that stood out in the match. Just well, the only thing that was kind of cool is that kind of like what the Miz did with Ziggy. Becky also had Alexa Bliss tangled up with the table while doing the disarmer and bending her fingers horribly back. So that was kind of epic seeing it like that. But other than that, I don't remember any standout things. But the thing is, I was afraid of this happening. I was really afraid of this happening. It's just they kept postponing like the match for pay-per-views. Like the last time they were supposed to fight, Becky was sick, so she couldn't fight, and they just randomly threw in Naomi in her place. And I was afraid of whenever the time came for Becky and Alexa to actually fight for real in the pay-per-view, she was going to lose, and that's what I was afraid of. And that's one of my little complaints. I am tired of the good guy characters having the title for a week or two, or maybe just one pay-per-view or so, and then losing it so quickly, and then like the bad guys just seem to have it and keep it for a long time. So like right now, Alexa Bliss, let's see how long we're stuck with her. She probably won't lose it right away. If another, let's say Bayley, if Bayley won it, she'll probably lose it right away. But if a bad guy wins it, she'll keep it. So yeah, I really wish that
Well, Sasha has her. Well, for Raw, Sasha has it back, so let's see how long she has it. Plus, Ric Flair is on Sasha's side now.
Yeah.
I was watching a video, it's like, what did she say? What did she say? She called him a bitch. And then, I'm your daughter. I'm your flesh and blood. How could you turn to her? How can you follow her? Something like that.
What did Flair say?
You didn't really... She slapped him.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, she did disown him and everything, and Ric Flair is still a dirty player in the game. And just for you guys, I voted for him for the election because he would have really have rocked the White House. Solid and profound. Woo! Anyways.
I voted for Becky.
No, we'll get back on that though whenever we get the next pay-per-view is going to be called End of the Line or something like that, and I guess that's the Raw pay-per-view. So I assume we're going to see more of Sasha and Flair there. But anyways, for the Becky thing, like I said, it was a decent match, and Alexa Bliss, to be fair, she did do a couple of awesome moves there, but I just wish that Becky put up more of an offense and did more stuff. I wish it was more like evenly matched, but it just seemed too Alexa Blissy. So finally,
Alexa Blissy. What the hell is that?
So, yes, in case you guys didn't know, Alexa Bliss is a new Smackdown Women's Champion, blah. And Becky was kind of emotional for her loss. I hope she gets a rematch, but I don't know, because she'll probably lose the rematch anyways. I don't know. But right now, the final match is AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose in, the tables, ladders, and chairs match, where all that stuff is allowed. And, oh yeah, and there's the ladders there, you still have to climb it, and whoever climbs to the top and gets the belt wins. And of course, AJ Styles is the champion, so Dean Ambrose is the challenger. So what can I say, it's a pretty intense match. If you guys know Dean Ambrose by now, that this is his kind of match. I mean, he's not afraid to throw his body out there, get injured in all kinds of ways. And he did, lots of stuff there. He did throw AJ through a couple of ladders and, smash him with chairs in creative ways and things like that. The most awesome thing he did, no doubt, was, and I never seen this before, I don't believe, where he had AJ Styles on one of the announcement tables. He set up a ladder on another announcement table, climbed it, and jumped off it on top of AJ Styles. Just smashed the whole table down. That was pretty cool. But of course, the big thing is the surprise ending, which is Ellsworth just suddenly appeared. The thing is, just the night before, or the episode before of SmackDown, Ellsworth was brutally attacked by AJ Styles, so here he appeared with a neck brace and all that stuff, so, So the big shocker was, Ambrose did, I think he did, the dirty deeds or something on AJ to kind of get him out of the way, so he was all clear, so Dean Ambrose was clear to climb the ladder and get the title without opposition, and surprisingly, Ellsworth pushed the ladder down, which sent Dean Ambrose flying off, and he landed through some tables. So he was just out. He was down for the count, which gave AJ Styles a chance to climb up and get it. And Ellsworth was actually cheering for him to get the title. And of course, AJ Styles is still the WWE World Champion. And everyone's like confused and what the hell, what happened, and all that junk. And well, now the pay-per-views is also kind of annoying for me now. Now they're really cutting them short. Now the pay-per-views are about 2 hours and a half, or sometimes even a little shorter than 2 hours and a half, just to cram in this little talk show called Talking Smack afterwards. And during the interview, I guess Ellsworth was there, and everyone was asking, like, dude, what were you thinking? Because if you guys have not been watching, Dean Ambrose has been supporting him through all these matches. It was a weird thing. It's like he fought matches against AJ Styles. Obviously, he's no match for him or any other WWE superstar, but thanks to Dean Ambrose doing, mischief stuff, he would somehow win and make AJ look bad, So obviously, he would not be anywhere if it wasn't for Dean Ambrose. So when, what's his name, Daniel Bryan asked him, like, why? What were you thinking and all that stuff? Apparently, Ellsworth said that he purposely wanted AJ Styles to win because since he defeated AJ Styles 3 times already, he feels he feels very confident that he'll be able to defeat AJ Styles in Smackdown tomorrow or later today by the time this video's up. And apparently, he'll thank Dean by giving him a title shot once he's a champion. And even though people say, well, to tell you the truth, if it wasn't for Dean Ambrose, you wouldn't have won. And Ellsworth is just, I guess, full of his own hype. And what are you talking about? I beat him myself or whatever. So we'll see what happens. Because, of course, it's not just AJ Styles now. Dean Ambrose is not going to be happy. Now he's going to have an angry Dean after him. So we'll see how that goes. It's a very weird thing. I'm glad the interview kind of explained it, because without that, we all would have been left just confused as to why he, did that. But yeah, so, what can I say? In the pay-per-view, overall thoughts, what are your overall thoughts on the whole thing, Paige?
A lot of people I would have picked didn't win. Boo.
Well.
Boo!
Okay.
Boo you!
It was entertaining. Lots of good moves and everything. It was a good thing. It's just, like she said, lots of characters. I am glad for Bray Wyatt, though. That's pretty awesome. Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. I hope they keep their title. Please don't do the stupid thing again where they lose it right away. No. And make them have a good title reign, please. At least let them survive 1 or 2 pay-per-views. Don't just make them lose it tomorrow or something. Or maybe by now Raw is already over. Maybe they already lost it. I don't know. Just don't. Let Bray Wyatt be the new face of fear.
They did nothing. They just won their title. They just saved the title. Leave the Bray Wyatt family alone.
Yes, and then another thing was now since Luke Harper and Randy Orton seem to be on the same page now, I mean they gotta be super dominant. So let's see that dominance, guys. Don't F it up, And the Miz. It's just, I don't care about Ziggy that much anyways. So we'll see what happens with Miz. Becky Lynch, I really wish that Alexa Bliss didn't win. I'm afraid of the rematch. Nice. There's always a rematch clause. But I'm afraid that Becky's going to lose it too. I don't know. Because I'm afraid that if she wins, it's going to be like the Sasha Banks thing where the belt's just bouncing back and forth between Sasha and Charlotte. The fans may not like to see it bounce back and forth from Becky and Alexa. But I don't know. And AJ Styles, I just don't like him. I don't know. He's just a jerk.
That's a shirt for next month of freaking AJ Styles. I don't know what I'm going to do with that shirt.
We'll see. Maybe I'll wear it, maybe not. I don't know. But, so, I guess it was a good pay-per-view. It's just, I guess, the people we wanted to win didn't win and all that. That's the only thing. But it doesn't take away from the fact that it was entertaining. At least Nikki Bella had an awesome match. And I guess now, since she's more of a good guy, she's not so much of a snotty bitch anymore like before, so I guess it's easier to root for her. Well, she doesn't have her freaking
twin to cheat constantly.
Yeah, so I guess now she's more easy to root for. In the past, I would have. Well, Carmella's so obnoxious too, so it's easy to root against her.
Baby.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that what they started?
Something like that. But and then she's moonwalking. But
Bada boom. She's the realest girl in the room.
Yeah, I guess like I said, we're going to be heading towards a Nikki Bella versus Natalya thing. You know, it gives Natalya something to do. I mean, she has been more in the spotlight this year, though.
Now as a bad guy, pretty much.
Basically, yeah. It's like if you're not famous, be a bad guy, you know. So, anyways, guys, so that's what this episode of WWE Aftershock.
I still want Natalya's shirt, though.
Yeah. Before we, drag it out too much, that's the end of this episode, and we'll see you next time. There'll be a Raw pay-per-view that's called End of the Line. I guess in a week or 2 weeks or so we'll review that too. And stay tuned for Royal Rumble because they announced that not only is Goldberg going to be in it, so is Brock Lesnar.
They're the first two in Royal Rumble.
Yeah, so I feel sorry for all the other guys with those two in the ring. They're going to be suplexing and jackhammering people left and right. Like,
no, or they'll be just targeting each other.
Yeah, I know. So anyways, guys, Mark Rodriguez here.
Bada boom, Paige in the room.
Yep, and we'll see y'all next time.